9:36, and I am calling the meeting to order. So I would like to do a roll call, please. Mary Beth, you want to start?
Yep, here.
Thanks,
Your name.
Mrs.
Mary Beth Dyer here. Cheryl Gale here.
Carol DeBona.
Monica Heath, Dorothy Burrett, Beverly Hobbs,
Elaine Lipton.
John Lockhart, Paula Bruns.
Barry Hendricks, Friends of the Eastham Council on Aging.
Awesome. Did everybody review the December minutes? And can we vote to accept those?
We'll vote and then I have a question. I move to that we accept them. No.
Okay, all in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
I'm abstaining just because I didn't get a chance to read them. Sorry.
So that's my question is, we used to get them sent out to us.
Right. Linda's been on vacation. So she's been away almost the entire month, and I think that would be why.
Did you just get these? Is that what it was?
No, I think we just
Didn't
didn't put that together and yeah.
Cause it is hard to vote on something you just
haven't-
got handed.
Oh, completely agree. Would you rather put the vote
We
off
can
until? Yeah,
I think
can
we
table
should,
until
I think
the-
we shouldn't vote if we haven't read them.
I mean, I did read them very quickly,
I
but
didn't. I didn't. Should we vote if we weren't present?
no, you cannot.
Yeah, if you want.
I abstain as well.
Yes,
No.
yes.
I'd like to motion to just move this off the vote on accepting the minutes to the next meeting. Perfect.
Okay.
You want to
Well,
second
first
it?
we got a,
Reasonable.
we already voted to accept them, so.
Then have a vote not to accept them. And
So
then
just-
another motion.
I motion that we vote not to accept them until our next meeting.
Okay,
Is that okay?
sounds good.
What we need a second,
And thank you for bringing it up.
I'll second.
we gotta vote.
Okay, and everybody, all in favor?
I can
Okay.
vote, I can vote.
We can vote on that.
We can vote on that.
All right, sounds good.
Like that.
So we will review those again at the next meeting. Okay, Dorothy, and Dorothy and Monica have to leave. They have a time.
We had,
like-
people are out today. Jim's out sick. Cindy's got an appointment. Kathy's dropped, like, we're just short staffed, so we need bodies in the building to be there, so.
We need to be out in like an.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it can happen, but we're hoping that. At least Monica can go ahead, you know, if we still need a wrap and then I'll continue from that. We'll go from this stuff, so,
It should be the electronic ones. That Linda
Yeah.
uses, that
yeah.
aren't very helpful.
Yes, we did do the transcript, for Linda of the Zoom meeting last month, and she was able to use those with her notes.
Right.
She said it was helpful because those captured some of the things she missed. So between human and technology, it worked out really well. So quick update, December, you know, we're still seeing, we're about a slight increase overall, for December for, you know, our total summary, about 12% in frequency and not a huge increase in individuals served, which is not surprising around December holidays, you know, elsewhere or they're away for the winter. Fitness, we constantly are seeing an increase in those numbers in terms of frequency as well as the different amount of individuals served. We're really giving it a go for the evening classes. We had, I haven't checked this morning yet to see if everybody showed, but we did have it for big prepay for last night's classes. I think we were just shy of our 15-person minimum goal, but I went for it. You know, 5 people, not so much, 12 people, that's, for me, that's close enough. And we're really trying to build something in momentum. So I don't want to get, it's, you know, a really small turnout. March, April, we're working on some other offerings. I'm also working with someone on, in the spring doing a movie series. So we're gonna kind of pilot that. So we may pause on exercise. I'm just at this point to see what's gonna take and not take. So we're, again, it's really just a pilot, it's a test, right? We're trying to see what's gonna work and, what we should continue doing, or maybe it's just a rotating basis. So I'm working on that as well.
Do we know if the library movie series has been very well attended or not?
I'm not sure. I
Just
know they
curious.
do it all the time.
Yeah.
But ours would be different. It would be, I'm working with Jeff Nobas, who was actually at that meeting we had,
Yeah.
back in, was it November, I think?
Mhm.
And he is awesome. He's a retired teacher and he's
Oh,
actually created a whole curriculum. And he's picking a genre of movies and we're gonna screen, you know, let's say, I'm gonna just say the Hitchcock, right?
Yeah.
I'm just making that up. I'm not sure at this point. We're talking right now to figure out what he's gonna do. And it's gonna be a Q&A and we're thinking maybe doing, dinner and a movie. So,
Yeah.
you know, doing like a
Be nice.
5 to 8 or something like
Yeah.
that, so that they can screen the movie and then do a Q&A after.
Oh, nice.
So-
Yeah.
And that really speaks to the comments, at least at the table where I was, that
Yeah.
people wanted more
Yeah.
depth of engagement rather than being entertained.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, so,
Great.
we're looking at that maybe around May or something like. So, you know, all these things that we've been doing and, so we're taking it, right? We're taking it all and kind of trying to implement, all these suggestions and ideas. Again, with the help of volunteers, right? So, you know, he's putting this whole program together, which is
Wow.
awesome. And, you know, we'll be able to make it happen because we have that person sort of engaged in helping us facilitate this. So that's good. Food security, we're about flat. I think we always kind of do that, you know, in terms of who we're serving.
Is there room to do more deliveries?
We have, yeah, we've probably got about 6 slots open right
Okay.
now. Yeah, so we do have the room. So maybe we'll do a little more.
No, I was
promoting
just-
on
yeah.
that. Yeah. And a lot of it, it's, you know, somebody's on and then there's, you know, it kind of does one of these.
Right.
Depending on where we're
Yep.
at. And transportation, of course, you know, we're up, on frequency, which we kind of know, we see that kind of happening. And the other thing I was mentioning was, which Rafal already did, if you haven't seen the podcast, on the COA, Kayla interviewed me a couple Fridays ago. So that's available on YouTube now, so you're able to watch that. I think you can also listen to it on Spotify. And again, John and I are working together to figure out, more tutorials on how to do all these things, right? Because the town's really heavy on the podcast. I think they're great. They're helpful. They're connecting the community to all the resources and departments here and, you know, other community offerings. So I think it's a good idea to get people in. So we're gonna try a 2-part workshop, just focusing on YouTube, and seeing if we can help people figure that out and navigate that. But again, we know a lot of people are doing it because they were calling, Monica's like, when's that going back up? Because people are missing their classes.
That's great.
So I haven't had a chance to check the analytics yet, but I want to jump on there and kind of see the viewership. So next meeting, I'll have an update on that because I'm really curious to see, you know, how many people are engaging in these videos that we have up there. So last I had checked, fitness, of course, was
Biggest,
the
yeah.
biggest and the most popular. And there's a story where Wendy was walking down the street. She didn't know the person and she's like, oh, I'm taking your class. So we know people are doing it. So I think it's really, time well spent, right?
Do you have a date for the YouTube workshops?
Not quite,
Okay.
yeah.
Can we
In
talk?
March,
I have a really good resource that may be able to participate with that.
Okay,
Okay.
we're looking at right now. March. I think 23rd and 30th, I believe, is kind of what we tentatively have. And it's like go time, so, because of the newsletter, so if you do have someone, I mean, they can always you know.
Yeah.
Join us later, but it's always nice to tell the full story of what the program is if we can, so. So that's kind of it for me. Does anyone have any questions?
No, I just want to say I had a couple clients at the food pantry this month who both said they found out about us through the COA. So that's, thank you for continuing to help us push it because it is a great resource.
But I'm happy to hear that.
Are your numbers the same or up?
Oh my God, year over year, we're double on everything.
Wow.
Double on attendees, double on groceries, double on, it's been unbelievable.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
over the last year or?
I'm like, I just did a December to December analysis. And the number,
September to December?
December
Oh,
to
December.
December, year over year. I'm happy to share those at some meeting if you guys are
Yeah.
interested, but yeah, I mean, the demand is just going.
And more families.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
And more seniors and more families,
Yeah.
which is good to
And,
see. I
you
mean,
know, those blended families where.
grandparents are raising grandchildren and, yeah,
Well, I'm glad it's being used.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we have lots more capacity, we could even staff more days if we need to. But, helping to get the word out is the most important thing. And, for seniors, it's pride a little bit,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
those who come in, I mean, we treat them like family. Yeah, I mean, there are hugs going
I call them
around.
our guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our clients, we call them, yeah, I do, yeah.
It's amazing to me, the sort of relief that you see come over somebody's face when they realize that we're not gonna ask for your tax returns, we're not, that piece of it, and then just the general friendliness of, come back next week and tell me how you liked it, or how did you cook it? There's a lot of recipe sharing and camaraderie even within the guests, I
Yes,
think.
much-
So it's nice.
Yep, it is good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much
Sure.
for doing that. All right, so, I don't have a ton this month. We have started some new things that I wanted to share how they were going. And I've been leading a book club, which is going pretty well. We have about 15 people.
Wow.
Usually
Great.
about, 6 or 7 are coming. I've been asked to start a calendar for the year so that everybody can know what we're going to read. And I really wish people would take over instead of me leading it all the time. But this month we're reading Theo of Golden, which is supposed to be wonderful. I haven't started it yet. But it's supposed to be a great book. And I've started giving out door prizes, which has been really fun, just something minor. And one woman who was here, she came here one day to listen.
Oh, I never.
And her name is Karen. No, I always want to call her Karen, but that's not her name. But she's a lovely, and she's a gerontologist. So I'm trying to get her more involved, and she's really enthused about what we do and all that. She's busy with her family. She had a house in Florida that they lost in the hurricane, so she's still kind of dealing with that. But she's lovely. Nancy Schaefer. And she's just lovely. So I'm trying to get her more involved through doing stuff that way. And she's been in several things that I've seen her. So I'm trying to I don't want to say groom because it has such a negative connotation right now. But I'm just trying to get
Engage her.
more people
Cultivate.
engaged and, cultivate. So we're doing that. Another member of that group, Mary Ann Schaefer, is looking into starting a group where she wants to get tickets to the theater. And she's contacted different theaters around here to see what they can do.
Oh, cool.
And she wants to get like once a month, show with a month club going. So
Was she the one who spoke up at that meeting we had to get feedback?
Yeah, and she actually, she's been in touch with me and,
Oh, good. So she's
together, and so we're.
stepping up to take them.
And again,
Yeah.
that's all it is, right?
Right.
Just somebody kind of doing that preliminary work and then we figure out how to make it happen, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and then I have another one that's focused on mainly people who haven't felt that they've made a lot of connections or that they want to meet more people, but they don't exactly know how to do it. So I've got 3 people came last month and it worked out really well. So we'll see how that goes, if more people will come in the future. But the people appear to be engaged, but I don't know. You never know if they're gonna come back or they were just being nice.
I've heard all positive comments from people because people have stopped in my
Yeah.
office and just said, oh, I really like this new program. So
Yeah.
I would say,
And so then in March, we're going to start the We Do Not Care program. And I don't know if you guys have seen on Facebook or Instagram, the I Do Not Care
Yeah,
group. And so I thought it could be fun and lighthearted and also a way for people to express some of the frustrations in their lives and to share them without sounding like they're, bitch.
So I'd like to know more about this, because it doesn't sound
I know, it sounds very negative.
appropriate.
But it's very humorous.
No, I know who she is, and
Transitions in life, right? So
Yeah.
it's really about,
Like, I don't care that I don't dye my hair and I'm all gray now.
I know who she is,
Oh, you-
but
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
it's really meant to be a peer-to-peer connection, a place where people can kind of feel safe to maybe vent about things, have a laugh. I mean, it is very quite comical. And I think that's kind of the goal with it. And, you know, it's kind of trending right now. So we're gonna try something like cool and new, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be.
And I understand
my
people,
concern is, if those who don't know who this woman is or don't
Exactly.
know about it, it's off-putting to me, the title.
I have
It
noticed
is, but-
that.
But,
Yeah.
but it just, and again,
Yeah.
it's all about marketing
Yep,
and
yep.
presentation.
Yep.
When you hear some of the typical things that,
Yeah,
like,
make
I don't
an
care
example.
that they say it's unhealthy for your dog to sleep in bed with
Yeah.
you. My dog sleep, but so I think it's all kind of in the presentation
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and in the sort of running of the group, if it goes off the rails,
So,
you know, somebody to just say.
Yeah,
Are you facilitating the group?
yeah.
Okay.
And she just published a book and she was on several talk shows
Mhm.
last week. So it's really just starting to get larger. So I bought her book. And one is, we do not care if we are wearing leggings and a graphic tee. We are dressed for the day, we're ready for bed and possibly dressed for tomorrow. We do not care if you have no interest in some crime shows. Celebrity gossip does not interest us. We need to know why Sally Ann in Toledo offed her husband in 1983. We do not care if we were using the flashlight on our phone to look for our phone. We do not care if we hurt the younger generation's feelings. We said what we said. We do not care if you are cold. Don't you dare touch that thermostat. This is one of my favorites because it sounds like the house I grew up in. We do not care that you are aging naturally. So is mold. So it's more like a way to look at issues lightheartedly and for people to share
Uh-huh.
kind of what's bothering them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Is it a monthly thing?
Something totally different and new,
Yeah.
right? It's
You know,
something we have-
people go by their feet.
Right.
They'll either come or they won't come, right?
right, and then
Right.
if the people who come can share their experience about it. And then perhaps bring more people. But it's just, I'm trying to get groups that are fun and
Right.
positive and cause people to talk to each other and to share.
Yeah.
And to share with each other is my primary goal in the groups that I'm
Yeah.
trying to get together.
Yeah.
And so that people will get to know each other on a
Yeah.
personal basis and then feel better about joining other things. And
Right.
hopefully people can laugh as well.
Yeah.
And I think laughter really can help.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's
Things.
Paula, you know, engagement, right? Instead of being entertained,
Right.
like you want to be engaged and, you know, talk
Yeah.
to people.
And even if somebody doesn't have something they can share in this group, hopefully there'll be something they can laugh at.
Yeah.
Lighthearted life. We do not care you're aging naturally, so is mold.
Yeah.
Like, I get a lot of mold. I just threw out a ton of moldy cheese. And that was aging naturally. Not.
I think it's great. I think it's good that we're trying all these different things. We
Yeah.
had, you know, that session in November. We're just trying to hear what people are saying.
I love the concept of it. I
Yeah.
really do.
Well,
I only worry that, if someone doesn't know, get the.
Yeah, and I
Well, I know,
think,
I was talking with Pat LaRiviere, and she was like, I would rather express what I'm angry about. And I was like, I know Pat.
It hasn't.
That could be an offshoot that happens at
And I was
restaurants.
like, you don't want politics here.
Right.
Anyway.
no, yeah,
So that will be your challenge is facilitating.
Yeah.
And being able to,
Right.
ask somebody to
parameters.
step back if they go off the deep, you know what I mean?
right.
And say, this isn't the place.
Or you could
Yeah,
get somebody who had a little more
Go down to the green.
mentally health challenge come in and,
Yes.
Of course.
so.
Yeah, and it might be, a format that Bev and I can talk about, like maybe it's honing in on a specific topic.
Yeah.
For that meeting, like.
Here's your subject for
Yeah.
the.
You guys
Yeah.
talk about,
Household. How you feel about
Exactly,
Yeah.
yourself personally and your body and the
Yeah.
changes or.
yeah.
Family.
My son even.
There you go.
It's hilarious. So it, there's
We can bring
something,
him in.
I told him the kitchen was closed, the kitchen was not closed. That he could help himself to food if he was hungry.
Yeah.
So.
Um,
It's just, yeah, it's just fun and light. Again, we're kind of jumping on this like, trending. thing
She's
right
popular,
now.
I mean, it's true.
So,
yeah, because it's so much out there right now is so serious
Right.
that,
I tried the thermostat last night and it didn't work. It ended up as it ended up as an argument, so.
See, that's the joy of living alone. Turn it up, don't turn it up.
But that's it. That's that story that in this group, you say that one thing and then suddenly everybody's like,
So I have a story,
100%.
right?
yeah,
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah, so there's stories that hopefully can unite people and make people feel better.
Good.
So then I ran into one of the women on my street is lovely. Jean Colby, just one, only one of them is nice. But she's 96 years old. So I saw her yesterday and she had gone to the hospital a couple of weeks ago. They say it was pneumonia and she said it was food poisoning. Her daughter-in-law said, her daughter-in-law was there too. And so I'm trying to figure out, how do I get Jean here? Because her daughter-in-law was saying, and maybe you guys can help me, but her daughter-in-law said that she used to be in a book club and she used to have a card group. And people would come to her house, but now at 96,
Right.
most of those people are no longer with us. So I'm trying to,
Is it a physical limitation or is it more just like her people aren't?
well, she could
We
come
could
to
zoom
our,
her in. I mean, we could try to engage her that way if it was a physical
well, she's not
limitation.
very technical. I've gone down a few times to fix
We can get her,
her Facebook. and stuff.
yeah, we could figure it out for her.
But I think it would be healthier for her to get out.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But I could pick her up and bring her, I suppose.
She's ambulatory.
Yeah, she is.
So,
I ran, side story, guys, every time I hear ambulatory, sorry, I'll tell it later. It's fine. And it's not dirty.
I'm not saying it was, just
Yes.
reminding us we're
Maybe-
being recorded.
maybe trying, one of our exercise classes where she might have some peers, like a sit and fit class. I think that might go well for her.
Yeah, she's having balance issues, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna work
Or
on
the
it and
book
see what I
club.
can
I
do.
mean, any,
How about the lunches,
the lunch, yeah.
have somebody,
Pick her up for the
have
lunch.
somebody be her
We
peer.
give her rides back and
Yeah.
forth, and it's not that far.
Yeah, it might be more of that personal connection. She may not be ready for a COA driver to pick her up, but like if you could, or another neighbor, or, somebody else that is in touch with her. I know Jean.
She's lovely.
Yeah,
She uses medical, so.
yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
she does for her eyes.
Yeah, she does rides with us. So, maybe as a start, a lot of times that's what works. Somebody brings the person initially the first few times and then they get comfortable and acclimated. And then, they can jump on the bus with the other COA members and they feel comfortable. They make friends, right?
All right, so why don't we move on? Terry,
I'm sorry.
would you like to update us on what the friends are up to?
Well, the thrift shop is opening, February, 10th for donations. The volunteers are there, maybe even now.
Yeah. they
Cleaning
did
it up.
This week, yeah.
So they've been there a number of days. Think about the building is not the neatest place in the world.
Nice.
Were you all waiting for Paul?
He already came in.
No,
Paul Mack?
Oh,
No.
Okay.
not us.
oh, I thought the.
Okay, I thought there was he mentioned there was a meeting at 10 that was going to be remote in the
No.
room, but
That's.
that's not you
No,
guys.
this is the
Not us.
Council on Aging Board.
Well, we're always glad to say hi to Paul.
Thank you. I
Sure.
will let him know that it's council on aging what's speaking here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Sorry to
And if
interrupt.
it's next.
So,
door.
if you think about the facility, it's got dust in there. It's probably, 75 years old for the young stuff. It's like the mold you're talking about.
It's aging
To
naturally.
be there. The town is doing an engineering study, once again, I think mostly focused on the HVAC aspects of it. There is, I think, 750,000 that was voted on at town meeting to do some renovations.
Hmm.
They're taking so long that the bill keeps going on
Right.
one way.
Yeah,
And
And it'll be.
they're
for the next
basically
2
going
years.
to have to probably make a decision to not come back to the town and ask for more money. But what can we get accomplished? What's our priority list of what to accomplish with this building? You know, with the money that's available.
Is that the decision of the thrift store though? Cause it.
No, it is not.
No, it's the town.
It's a town-owned building. We're a tenant, we're a renter.
Right.
So we're kind of at the mercy. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
They've
things like
been
we,
moving forward, and they've been sending people in to, take a look at various things. And I think they're, like Terry said, I think they're trying to prioritize and see like, what can we actually do? What's gonna be the most beneficial and cost effective? And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of where we're at.
so if they do major construction, which they keep threatening to do, we would have the old bicycle shop next to the local restaurant, which in itself, I don't know if they put in heat yet.
I believe they have put some mini splits in, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know this has been going on for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I know that they've got our back. We've been reassured, many times
Yep.
that we would have that space. They would help us. They're not gonna just throw us out. They're gonna give us adequate time. I just think they're trying to figure out, what are the next moves, and staying within the parameters, because it's also historical. So there's just a lot of things that they have to consider and think about. So due diligence, they're getting all the professionals in there and assessing everything.
Yeah, and they're, it just seems like they're doing a lot of pre-engineering work to me, but anyway.
Yeah,
So we know nothing's going to happen quickly because they have to put together what they're gonna do. Then it's an RFQ.
Right.
And they have to get the quotes in and evaluate them and then award. And I would be surprised if anything major was done this calendar year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that would be like, really?
yeah.
So,
So time will tell, right?
but the real issue is, we've got this hanging over us.
Right.
It's kind of like, we know this is coming.
Yeah.
And what's it going to mean? It's gonna mean a lot of work. And of course, the relocation of phone, internet and signage and letting people know and on and on. So, the physical labor might actually be the part we could cover the best with
Yeah.
volunteers and I think,
So offer to help
I
us.
remember.
yes,
So
absolutely.
they're fully on board and helping in whatever. we
Yeah.
need.
So some of the labor might be coming from the DPW, but we might be competing against, a water main break or,
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
But I think that we could definitely round up. I mean, that's a amazing activity to do for volunteers.
Fundraising.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think
think
Jackie
we could plan-
specifically said the DPW.
Yep.
she
Would do
put
it.
them on.
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. So I
I
think,
felt big support.
yeah, and I think,
Yeah.
we could all round up 5 people pretty easy, in my opinion. And I know I won't speak out of turn, but police and fire are always on their own willing to volunteer.
Yeah.
The police are unbelievable.
And we could
Yeah, so-
probably get Magnum, I mean. to
Exactly.
move, and we
Yeah.
could get,
Maybe.
so he's offered other things in the
Yeah.
past, so, I mean, I don't think we should worry too much now
Yeah,
about what's
yeah.
ahead.
I think
Yeah.
we'll
Till we need,
figure
till we
it
need
out.
to.
As
More-
long as the building's heat, electricity,
Exactly.
right now.
I think the
So,
biggest issue is
and
managing the
there's,
money.
a strong, one of the things I mentioned to Jane, who's our thrift shop manager. Well, what if we stayed in that old bike shop forever? She's like, it's like that taking away her
Oh my
first
God.
one,
I
She
think
loves
we
that building.
Yeah, I think we don't need to worry about what we don't know about yet, right?
Right.
I
And that's-
think that we have town support, we have community support, we have board support, friends support, volunteer support, COA support. And I think, when the time comes, we've all been thinking about it. You're right. It's sort of like the elephant in the room, and it's a little bit
Yeah.
daunting because we don't know when things are gonna happen.
Mhm.
But we know kind of where we're gonna land, right? We know we have the support. So once they figure out what's happening and
Yeah.
dates and so on, I think we'll be okay. But I think people are generally, to your point, worried about that. And I get it. It's the unknown.
Worried about the
right?
unknown. And the really really unknown is when.
Yeah,
So,
right, right.
And how long?
On the Affordable Housing Trust and the Community Preservation Committee. And, they certainly have a stake in
Both parts of
both
that.
of that, both parts of that. And I am sure if you wanted me to get some kind of a report from them or timeline, what they think might be happening on that, I'm happy to bring that in the next
Great.
meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
I think so. I think that might be some reassurance, just in terms of timing,
Mhm.
right? Like, and it's all subject to change. of course,
Exactly.
But maybe that might kind of like, just kind of get people here so that they feel like, okay,
Mhm.
we have a whole year before we even have to think about it, right? Or 2 years or whatever it might be.
And we'll get, if you think about it, we'll get plenty of notice because of just the process the town has to go through.
Right.
It's not like they can pick up the phone and call,
No, nothing.
Joe and Larry's, contracting service and say, can you start next week?
Right.
It's a long process. So we'll get more than enough of wanting to line up resources to make this happen efficiently and
Yeah.
quickly. So it's a worry that's like more about when's this gonna happen?
It's valid worry, absolutely,
Right.
but we are covered. We're gonna
I think
make it
so, yeah.
happen and figure it all out, between everyone. So,
Yep. So anyway, taking donations on the 10th, starting to restock, because they try to, destock, if you will, when they close in December. And then the 12th, Thursday, the 12th will be our opening. And, we're already looking, trying to get the volunteers back and kind of get them back into the, process, firing up the, square terminals, make sure they're working. And so, they're also looking at, some advertising for the thrift shop, kind of something we do routinely. Talking about maybe having some coupons and, 10% off kinds of things, Well, interesting thing, I was talking to somebody that works at Crane Appliances, and they will run sales fairly routinely, 10% off. And they get, okay activity. Tax-free weekend, they are swamped,
Oh, yeah, that's true for everybody, yeah.
yeah.
so it's funny how people react to, they just gotta get that tax break, that 6.25%.
Yeah.
Versus the 10%. It's like, okay, just human nature's crazy, so,
It isn't.
and, actually, you wanna share about the ride home?
Oh, yes. So we have, found a company. There is still a cab company that is running in Hyannis. Surprise. So we're gonna get that going. I've been trying to call the gentleman to give us the account number, and he was out for the holidays, and I kept calling. So I just need our account number. I'm ready to go. I've got vouchers ready. So once I get our account number, I'll send a letter out to police and fire, and they'll be able to start cleaning those out again.
Great.
You guys are familiar with that program, right? Right, Beth? For the.
When they have to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a ride home.
Yeah.
That's great.
So that looks like it'll get going again, which is wonderful.
And we're ready to fund it.
And the friends are ready.
That's
to-
great.
Thank you.
I think there's still some funding left in there, but Terry and I were talking before the meeting, we'll come up with a sort of a budget, so that we kind of know where we're at. Because previously there was some friends that were kind of taking advantage of the program. So we'll have to come up with some.
Well, I think we pretty much solved that,
We did,
Yeah.
but
uh,
so there's always, others that may.
Well, there was one gentleman who was, a frequent flyer.
Right.
And so you get a bill for like 10 rides, over $1,000, because they were about 110 apiece.
Yeah.
And out of the 10 names, 3 of them would be the same person. So I think we got him onto a program that was more
Yeah.
applicable to his
That,
situation.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah, that,
So
That's
it
great.
was a positive solution
Yeah.
for everybody.
yeah.
And that's kind of what we aim for, is positive. Screw somebody over, let's make things work better. So, interestingly, Karen and I stopped at the, fire station, talked with the fire chief for a little bit and says, is there something that the fire department needs that the town won't fund, like a piece of equipment or something? that would be beneficial to our senior citizens, which is over half the population of Eastham this time of the year. We're not gonna talk about, the summer. And she's kind of thinking, she goes, that ride home program is kind of the thing I'd like to see come back. So, she must have been, clairvoyant or something, because, and I asked, how's it going? She says, well, we're almost done. Now, you've only been working on this for what, about a year? Since the old,
Can't even remember when it was when they kind
well,
of.
I think
shut it
it's been
down, but-
pretty close to a year when
Yeah.
that taxi company went out of business,
Yeah.
so.
And I don't know if they merged, I don't really know, but I just was like.
Yeah, but there's, that's gonna be reinstated, so
Yeah.
that's good news.
It's really good.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever had to go to the hospital and you're in Hyannis, and quite honestly, a lot of people end up there. They tend to arrive there late in the evening and get to go home at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's it. That's the deterrent for a lot of our
Yeah.
seniors. How am I gonna get home?
Yeah.
At 4 a.m. We'll pick them up if it's during regular COA hours, of course, they'll call, we've had that happen.
Yep.
But it's that 4 a.m., 2 a.m., midnight, whatever it is, they just don't have anyone to call. So
Yeah.
they opt not to go, and then we may end up in a really serious situation, so.
Yeah, so just to, refresh everybody, the program basically, the fire department has a handful of vouchers, and they know generally the situation. They're pretty well trained. And they'll give the person a voucher, says, call this number when you're ready to go home. And they'll pick you up the front door, the hospital, and take you home. And it doesn't matter if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the morning. So.
Yeah, that's very reassuring.
Yes, and quite honestly, for somebody to take a ride home like that is expensive for them.
Yeah.
So,
Well, for any of us.
glad to see that program coming back.
Great.
And again, it's been longer than you think, I believe. I'll have to look now.
Yeah.
But you've been working on it a long time, and I know you've been you have other things to do.
Can I ask kind of a related question? Is there anything in place, and this is not just for seniors, but anyone, it just came up in a conversation I had. Somebody who's living alone, who has a dog or a cat, is there any resource in this town to help them? Like, they have to leave, they have to go to the hospital, but is there anything or anyone that?
Cool idea.
Yeah.
A senior pet sitting service.
Eastham Dog Association might.
Well, Bev, you would know there's something for dogs.
I mean,
Understanding there's nothing in place, but I think people have their people. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Dog people have their.
Yeah, they
yeah.
have like their sort of network of
Okay.
people. We've run into a situation before, and I think we called like the vet, the vet.
Yeah, maybe lost of canine.
But it would be a great thing to do.
Isn't that?
I'm not sure the liability for us to.
No, I
connect.
know, no, I
the
understand
dogs,
that fully. I was just
but-
wondering because it just came up with us.
Yeah, but it would be great, like, I was gonna say the Owners Association,
Yeah.
that would be awesome if they created a list of people that we could call or say like, or, something like that.
Right here, here's a volunteer.
Seriously, if you know of anybody, let me know.
Okay.
If
Oh,
I'm
we thought you
available, I'll
volunteered.
do it. Not to organize it, no.
Right,
No,
yeah.
I didn't know to watch dogs and cats.
I will.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's really a cool idea.
I have a lot of friends who know that,
Yeah, that you're a dog
Yeah.
sitter, cat sitter.
No, it just came up with me with
Yeah,
the senior.
But the
who's
dog
or
owners,
has-
I think that would be great for
Yeah.
the dog owners to do and like,
Cause.
have a list and
Mhm.
like,
I can.
That-
send them
I
a
was
note.
just curious.
Yeah.
but-
I can see Bev taking the notes, but she's gonna take this to.
Well,
the-
she's there. Well, she has
list to that person, if they're not available, they call the next person, if they're not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a chain, it could be really easy to do for someone, and we could have one point of contact. with the
Timing
dog
for things
owners.
like that, though, is really critical.
It
And
is, yeah.
I had a friend who called me. She wasn't sure if she should call 911, and I went over there, we spoke to her doctor, we called the ambulance.
Oh my goodness.
I was there with the dog, okay, so, she wasn't gonna have time to
Right.
deal with all of
Right.
it. I was there with the dog got out of its, belongs in this book, the dog got out of its collar. I could not catch this dog.
But we could match it with.
And I ended up
The
calling,
ambulance or the fire.
yeah, I called
Whatever.
a friend of my son's who works at one of the vet's offices. And she came
Oh my goodness, yeah.
like later in the day and we finally caught the dog and.
Yeah,
took it to the
that's
kennel,
like
but it was
part of the
understandable.
liability.
I understand that. It just came up with somebody who
yeah.
was putting off going to the
No, I think
doctor
it's
because she was concerned they were gonna
about her
send her to
pet.
the hospital and what was gonna happen with her dog. And
Yeah.
of course, I would
No, I
take
think
the
it's-
dog, she said, like, no, I'm not gonna be home, so I can't take the
Yeah.
dog, but
Yeah,
it just hit me that like that goes through your mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or even maybe dog owners working with the vet, just that sort of community, of animal.
Yep.
Yeah, the animal.
Owners, cats, dogs.
Animal
things.
And again, it's expensive to board your dog.
Very.
Or even, daycare is not cheap.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Although we have an excellent, Nausicaa canine. is
Yeah,
one-
There's a lot. For sure, but, it's, in a pinch, right?
It's not cheap.
And not the canine wouldn't be open in the night if somebody were to go to the hospital during the evening.
But I
And
would
we've dealt with it
definitely,
before at the COA where we've gotten a call, and the animals, so we figure something out for them.
because she keeps fosters there
Yes.
for,
yeah.
people have dumped dogs with her.
Are you
Yeah.
up there, Terry, or, I don't want to interrupt you, I remembered something I meant to bring up, and I don't want to interrupt you if you're not done.
Well, quickly, we're actually preparing to start a new year, July 1st. We'll start with, hopefully some, new members on the board. But our nominating committee is looking for a new president. Karen does not want to continue as president. We don't know, I think at least the three officers will stay in place.
Yeah.
Since I'm one of them, I kind of feel like I need to hang around a little longer.
Yeah.
Plus I get to meet all these nice people. Yeah. So that's starting. We do have a full board right now, but there are a couple of members like, for instance, Angela, who's to me a very valuable, board member because of her skills and attitude and a number of things. But she's got this little business she has down the street that's, she's trying to build. So she was at this last board meeting, but we kind of see her as maybe helping every once in a while rather than being active, just because of her priorities. The conversation you had earlier about I don't care, that's really a way to focus on what the important things are.
Right.
And one of the important things of anybody our age is, number one, is ourself and our health. Because if you don't have your health, you just everything else is a problem. So
Right.
anyway, so there's that, given that, our main, resources for money, is the thrift shop. So just give you an overview quickly, December, let's see, we had total, received of 49,000 and expenses of 39,000. So we basically had about 8,100 surplus from December.
Great.
So,
And you weren't even open the whole month, right?
Pretty much.
so, financially, we're pretty in shape. We're invested in, we have with Fidelity, CDs, treasury bills, a little bit of money market, but money market's terrible. It's not a good.
Well, COA, thanks to friends.
Yeah.
You guys do so much for us, you really do, so it's amazing that we can keep operating and running and doing all these free and low cost programs for everybody, so that it's not a deterrent for.
Yeah.
So if you think about, the history of the Friends back into the early 80s, where people got together and built a building. Today that would be $1 million project probably versus I think they spent
Way
somewhere
more.
around
Yeah,
300,000.
a lot
So-
more.
Way more.
So, the Friends is a very financially strong organization, strong history. And I'd compare us, and by the way, our senior center with anyone in the state.
Mm.
So I think, you've got a good Friends organization. And by the way, I do believe Dorothy's understaffed
Yeah, I agree.
from what I have seen. My other job, I end up in a lot of senior centers.
Terry does tax returns through the.
Yeah, so, yeah, I've only been in half a dozen senior centers in the last 6 weeks, so, including one in Tisbury, which is quite nice. Yeah, we did tax training and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but I go in there and I see a lot of resources, there, that I don't see in ours. And quite honestly, with everything going on there, I'm surprised that you can pull it off, to be honest.
Me too.
Yeah. Yes.
There's some days where, we've got literally one person in the building for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I know Joan has come up, thank you, and she's doing her painting class. Somebody needs assistance, so she'll be there to help out. But we're doing the best we can.
Yeah,
Trying to
but you're
keep
doing a great
everything
job.
running, and thank you.
You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I see, things at other places and they just don't have, if you look at the calendar, for our senior center, it's full. And, I'm still on the, distribution from the Ashland Senior Center, which is, I lived there for like 40 years. And I see their calendar, and there's a lot of white space in there, and they do a good job. I mean, they do a lot of things to help the seniors, but it's a larger community too. Not in August, it's in July, but, it's approaching 20,000, and it's got a lot of resources, so.
Terry, I do have one question for you. End of year donations, do you get any, charitable donations?
We
at the
do,
end of the year?
we have,
I used the online one this year to make one, and that was great to be able to do that.
yeah, we do a number of qualified charitable deductions, which people come in at the end of the year, late November and December. And it's a tax advantage for them, makes it easier, a tax point of view.
If you donate stock or something.
No, I'm
yeah.
familiar, yeah.
Yeah, and I think we have one person that uses a donor advised fund.
Mhm.
So there are a number of ways, and we're gonna promote more of that.
I think overall, we had a friends meeting yesterday, it seems like there's been an uptick in those types of donations.
Yeah.
Well,
I think partially due to the promotion and all the kind of
Awareness.
And
the
also,
events that they've been doing, topped with the website, just making it easy and
yeah,
accessible.
being able to do it online is.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, so I think we've
Yeah.
come a long way, and I think,
Yeah.
we're
our
continuing.
website is basically in routine maintenance mode.
Yeah.
Something new, we can post that
Yeah.
very easily.
In the last couple of
Um,
years, you guys have gotten much more sophisticated. in
Well, there's a
technology,
downside to that.
Financially.
There's a downside to that,
Oh, no.
and we talked about that yesterday is, so our next treasurer, whoever that might be, needs to be somebody that has a higher level of expertise than, say, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We have a more formalized, chart of accounts, which is kind of normal, or should be, but a lot of organizations like ours, when you start, what's the account number? Thursday meals, that's the name of the account, rather than a number and, so there's just a lot more organization, going on. We have a website, requires somebody to maintain it. At this point, doesn't require a lot of maintenance, but it does take some. If you look at our sources of income and how people can give it to us, traditionally it's a check or, cash. But you can go online, and there are multiple ways to donate. And we're actually we're working on a couple other things for more ways for people to donate. Basically, take your cell phone and go in front of a QR code,
Mhm.
and it'll take you to the website. In fact, we actually have one to take you right to the donate page. So, but it takes somebody with a level of expertise to do that. Part of the Google Workspace that we have as part of our website contract, we have a huge amount capability electronically. So we're we've been developing policies, procedures so that people who come after us will have a guidebook. And that's online. And we're working on access because it'd be easier if everybody had a Google Gmail account, but only 3 of our board members do,
Yeah.
so does and don't.
You know, I was thinking yesterday while we were talking that the Nauset Light Preservation Society is going through similar things that you guys are and getting much more sophisticated, getting more sophisticated board members on and all of that. And I was wondering if you guys had a conversation about what you're doing, how you're doing it, and all of that. If
Well,
that,
honestly, it's about 2 or 3 of us that are doing a lot.
and I think it's maybe.
And then we have some people that come to the monthly meeting.
Right.
And, enjoy the company and the social part of it
Yeah.
and go back home. Now,
Thinking that-
in fairness, some of those folks are very, very, very active in the past.
Right.
They've reached a point in their life where, I kind of want to hang around, see, and help, but I can't help a lot.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, some of them say, can you, help me on this website? They're gonna go, I don't know how to do that.
Right.
Or, how do you organize a Google Drive so that you share all that information with,
Yeah.
everybody on the board or even more publicly?
Okay.
So, we're maturing as a business.
Do you have a
I hate
residency
to cut it
requirement
off.
for people to serve on your boards? Do they
Nope.
need to be full?
No, we don't. Because Sandy lives in, well,
Florida. In Florida, right?
Yeah.
To be elected, in an elected position, you have to have served on the Friends, though, right? Isn't that?
Yeah.
The policy.
I was
But
just
to be
thinking,
on the,
well, you're talking about the officer.
so for treasurer, would
Officers,
that
yes.
be?
Yeah, it'd be somebody that, would, yeah. Be a local, well,
Somebody part-time resident here? Okay.
we're pretty lenient about that,
Okay.
I think the officers, like, you want somebody, well, I think it's written in the bylaws that you have to be serving on the Friends to be an officer.
That's correct.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Could we,
Move on.
I really hate to cut this off, Terry, because it's
That's fine.
interesting and you guys are so important. But we have people who need to leave in 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
And we haven't gotten to other services, outreach, phones.
Thank you for being polite to tell me to shut up.
I was so set up yesterday though, in your meeting. It was like, okay, Beth, enough from you.
Okay.
But anyway, no, it's really interesting and you guys are so important to everything that we do. And you have done a ton in getting more sophisticated about it. And I think that's really.
Come a long way, so thank you.
Thank you. Yep, definitely. Thank you.
Carol, you said there's no meeting?
No meeting, so there is nothing to report. Our next meeting will be in February.
Moving right on. Well, thank you for that.
Moving right on.
Outreach, publicity.
Did some great outreach yesterday, waiting to see my retinologist. I met an author who has written several books about the Underground Railroad. I'm hoping he and I are connecting.
Colton Underwood.
No, Roger Smith. His books are well rated, so I haven't read any of them yet. But anyway, so he and I are gonna, he said he does programs for senior centers all over the Cape.
Interesting.
Oh, that's a good,
Okay.
something on the Cape.
We can Zoom, just
Yeah.
saying like. we
Oh, he
can
would
Zoom.
come. No,
Okay,
he
okay.
said he
Is
could
much
do a
better.
series. I still need to find out.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I also discovered that for 94 cents, my Amazon Prime membership would entitle us to do either a Sound of Music, sing along, and maybe this is something we do in the evening. Senior centers all over the country are doing them right now because it's the 60th anniversary, I believe. So
Yeah,
it's sort of like
the Sound of Music and one other.
Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella. So I don't know if it sounds good. There's no copyright issues because you're not charging people. So the copyright issues go away. And,
That sounds really cool.
and it's 94 cents,
Yeah.
which I think we can.
We just
swing.
need.
Even without the
a
attendance.
Oh, just a one time.
Pardon?
I said we just need a sing along cheerleader to.
I know a couple people. Yeah,
Okay, all right, perfect.
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we'll follow up on that. I think that's a lot.
We just Sound of Music and not Cinderella.
You don't have to
Sound of
come to
Music, but-
Cinderella.
Cinderella is very high.
You're talking about doing both.
You can do
One
either,
or both.
one or the, it doesn't matter, or you could pick another movie that isn't having their 60th anniversary.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's all really inexpensive this time.
Cool.
Oh, so they have a lot of, I thought those are the only two sing-alongs that they had.
Oh, yeah, I took it that way too.
I'm sorry, those are just the ones that I felt like it was a little timely because it's the 60th anniversary.
Oh, I get it, okay.
Got it.
Greece.
Get on your leader
Grease would be
person.
fun, but that's not old enough, is it? Doesn't it have to be 50 years old
It does,
to be out of?
I think it's all.
well, the copyright issue is a separate issue that if you're showing it for free, it doesn't apply.
Oh,
Awesome.
Okay.
Good info.
Yeah, really, truly.
So we could do
You could do anything. You
West
could-
Side Story.
Mamma Mia.
Majestic.
We are, but do you remember, we're limited in what we can publicize on certain,
Right.
yeah, I have to look
It does
back,
limit
but like, you
Yeah.
can't put it on.
And we're having a
Facebook,
sing-along
What
night.
you're doing, you just
can't
say a
list the
sing-along,
movie.
but you can't list the movies.
Well, I think.
But in our newsletter, I
Can't
think
do
you can.
images.
You can't.
You can't use their images, but.
No,
Yeah.
images, I thought it was titles too.
I'll check. We
Yeah.
have the,
We have it, I just can't remember off the top.
yeah, and I know a few senior
That'd be really
centers that
fun.
have done it. I will find out, but it's pretty
Sounds fun.
cut and
Okay.
dry
yeah,
Let
it would
me-
be fun.
Sing along would be fun.
and cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah, that's
better.
great.
Cool. Fun.
So Linda's not here. Oh, are you all set, Paula? I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Okay. Linda's not here on volunteers, but I think that's going
Yeah,
smoothly.
we're good, yeah.
LGBTQ.
Well, we had a great meeting in January. We did armchair travel.
Oh,
And people,
fun.
we have some well-traveled, folks who
Yeah.
come to our groups. And we didn't even have it really a chance to finish, so, February is kind of just gonna be, I don't know what you call it, potluck. We're gonna just talk more about travel and other things and see if the group is interested in doing a community service project. We don't know if they will be, but we thought we'd throw it out there.
They've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, we got a good core group and we're doing, like we said last time, the potluck at the end of February. So no, things are moving along.
That's great.
And
That's wonderful.
let's talk about April. Do you just want to mention that we're gonna have PFLAG?
But we're not sure how we're gonna do it yet.
Okay.
But you're going
Okay.
to.
Well, he's already gonna come speak to at least the Pride Coffee Group.
Who's that?
Right, the head of PFLAG, like Joe,
Joe,
yeah,
Joe.
right, can't think of his last name right now,
Okay.
but yeah.
But
So-
there's also a woman who specifies in senior outreach.
But
Right.
anyway, he is gonna come and we're gonna talk to our group at our next meeting about maybe opening it up to a bigger community group for allies and friends and he has a presentation that he does and he goes through all the programs that they run. So, but it was great that he agreed to come
Yeah.
speak to the group and.
So that will be April.
That's
Yep, our
The
wonderful.
first Monday.
Yep,
That's awesome.
Excellent. So under old business, I just want to quickly, we did not get the email from Nauset newcomers to be included so that we could send it out to all of our members this month. I had sent a letter copying everyone so they would know. Unfortunately, then everyone did a copy all on every response. So,
It happens.
So technically, we shouldn't be having conversations as
okay,
a board all together. So please only respond to Bev.
Because then it
Yeah,
becomes.
It's considered we're breaking open meeting law because we're discussing something.
Right.
I did not, I should have said, please respond only to me. Don't keep including everyone. I
So
don't think they were
please
really
don't.
listening to me.
I finally called John and told him stop copying everybody.
That always works, right?
And I would say, I understand that organizations, that problems happen in organizations and mistakes are made. And I really didn't want to know their internal issues.
I don't think they meant to copy us all.
Yeah.
But my only disappointment, I think, was that nobody said to me, we are so sorry that happened. Let us send you a copy of the newsletter right now. So that you can have the information and get it out to your people like we agreed. And that was the only issue that I had with it. I was very disappointed that they didn't say, let's make it right this minute.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So,
that's always a good answer for every class.
it is. And it's, even if the person who's telling you is wrong, it's always a good answer to say, what can I do to make it right for you?
Yeah.
And that would have been a good customer service response, but
We're all thinking, right?
But-
So at the end of the day, I think we gotta push forward and,
Yeah.
figure out what next steps are, right? Yeah.
Cynthia, thanks for the reminder. I rely on you for those things. Reminding me of how things should be done. Who? On the,
Cheryl?
yeah, Cheryl,
Oh,
I'm sorry,
I was gonna say, where's Cynthia?
but thank you. I rely on you for those things. So anyway, is there any new business? Is there any public comment?
It's just us on, so.
Is there any reason to continue?
Continue what?
Motion to adjourn.
So I think we may want to adjourn. Would anyone like to
I
make a
make a
motion?
motion to adjourn.
I'll
Is
second
there a
it.
second?
All second unanimous?
How many hands do I see?
Aye.
Is it two for every person?